Twice at the Victoria's Secret event was definitely interesting. I know I'm a little bit late on this because I had to work on this like anniversary video that I was doing for Twice, and that's taking me a few extra days because I had to redo some of it. That video will still come out. Give it an extra 2 days and you should see that. But I'm working hard on it. I like the way that it's going. But that means that a lot of stuff like this, like the Victoria's Secret thing, and a bunch of other stuff that I was planning on making videos about, had to get pushed back. And so here we are. I can finally talk about it. I can give you my thoughts and opinions because it was a lot more exciting than I thought it was actually going to be. And there's just so much to cover when it comes to the event. A lot of people were actually asking me like, hey, are you going to react to the performance? Are you going to stream your reaction? Because it was live. Victoria's Secret was actually streaming the event live on their YouTube channel. So people were asking me that. And I said no. And the reason why I said no was because I knew going into it, based on some of the other performances that other artists had done for Victoria's Secret in the past, that this was going to be a very short performance. I anticipated it to be like 5 to 10 minutes. And I think Twice's was like maybe 6. So yeah, I knew that it wasn't going to be like a crazy massive thing. 1 or 2 songs were gonna get performed max, and that's exactly what happened. Twice performed This Is For, which I thought was a great choice for this kind of event, and also Strategy, which makes so much sense. It had been trending. It's still charting, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's still charting, which is insane. Almost a year later, Strategy is still making waves. And obviously it was on the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. So including this makes so much sense. There was actually some concern going into it because a few days before the event happened, we actually found out that not all members were going to be present. Only Nayeon, Jihyo, Momo, and Chui were actually going to be performing at the event. So yeah, some fans were definitely disappointed, but I think overall people were still excited. We still thought that this was going to be a great performance, and it was, for the most part. Right out of the gate, it was intense. I mean, look at the outfits. These are perfect. I was a massive fan. You know, Chui, I think, surprised a lot of people because, I mean, look at this. Where did this come from? I didn't even know she had all this. But yeah, this was great. She went pretty viral. A lot of people actually ended up buying this specific bra, and it's sold out in many different countries. I saw yesterday, all of yesterday actually, my timeline was filled with just onces posting pictures of themselves wearing the exact same one. They're like, thank you, Chewy. And they had like the photo card in it. Dude, honestly, peak. If you want to send more of those pictures, my DMs are always open. But with that being said, the outfits looked great. But it wasn't just these outfits. It was also the outfits that they wore during the interviews, because that was actually different. Momo had this like blazer thing on, which looked great. And then there was also this like really funny meme of like Nayeon standing next to her looking down. And then there's also a picture of like a ghost version of Mina behind her. I thought that was really funny. But then Jihyo, I mean, what are we doing? This is intense. This is fantastic. And I did hear, and I don't know if this is actually true, I heard that a Nayeon fan site account actually decided to close their account because they said that the outfits that Nayeon wore, it was too scandalous. It was too much. It was too revealing, chat. And I don't know if I agree. I feel like it's ridiculous for anyone to be upset over them like wearing what they wore, because it's a lingerie show. It's Victoria's Secret. In my opinion, the outfits felt completely on brand, and they still felt like Twice. It wasn't like they were naked. You know what I'm saying? So this whole thing of like, ah, man, gotta close the account. I can't stand them anymore. I can't stand Twice because they're not pure. I think that's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Rip Bozo. However, let's actually talk about the performance itself, because that is where a lot of the controversy is coming from, and the majority of that has to do with the way that Chui sounded. Chui actually explained what was happening on her bubble after the performance, and she basically said that like her voice was just not working properly. She had been sick or jet lagged from all the traveling that they were doing, and she just wasn't able to hit the notes. She wasn't able to sing properly, and that she was trying everything to fix it before the show happened. during rehearsals. She said that it was fine, but it got worse as it was closer to the event time, and by the time that they were ready to perform, it just fell apart completely. I'm glad that she actually updated the fans very quickly, because I do think that a lot of people were going to be concerned and worried if we didn't have this confirmation of what was actually going on. And I also think that they realized and anticipated that there was going to be a lot of backlash because of the way that it sounded. I mean, Twitter was cooking Chewy. I've never seen Twice get cooked on Twitter before like this. Obviously, they always have haters and people saying crazy things all the time, but yeah, they were getting cooked. They were getting cooked pretty badly. And I agree to a certain extent. I mean, the performance just wasn't as good as, it could have been. And that is a little bit disappointing. But given the type of group that Twice is, I know that they are going to improve and get better. And obviously, when it comes to something like your voice going out or your throat hurting or whatever, it's very difficult to actually prepare for that, because you can practice the singing and the dancing and all of that as much as you want, but if it's the day of the show and your voice is just not coming out, it just won't work. And that is exactly what happened here. So I'm wishing Chewy the best. I'm hoping that she recovers soon. They have a ton of other shows that they're going to be performing in the meantime. They're going to be coming over to the United States in the next few months as well. So, that's where I really think that the focus is going to be. And I really hope that by the time that they do those other shows, that all the members, not just Chewy, but all the members are going to be healthy and prepared and ready to go. And I have no doubt or concern that we're going to get absolute great performances and great quality when that does happen. I think the biggest problem here is the fact that there were a lot of casual viewers that were watching this event. I think the YouTube live stream had 2 million concurrent viewers, and the majority of those people were not Twice fans, and they weren't K-pop fans. They were just random regular people that like watching this kind of thing. And this performance is most likely a lot of their first time being exposed to K-pop in general. So I think that when a performance like this is not as good as it can be, it paints a really negative picture in their minds that one, K-pop as a genre sucks, which to be fair, it kind of does these days, but two, it makes it seem like Twice aren't good live performers, which obviously you and I both know that that's not true. But overall, I still think that it was a net positive. They were able to put themselves out there and generate a little bit of a buzz, which I do think is going to help them. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with Twice this week in general. We have the Victoria's Secret thing. We had the whole anniversary that, by the time that you're viewing this has already happened. And we also have the movie, which I'm planning on watching, by the way. I will be watching the movie, and then I'll make a review of it once I've seen it. So that's coming soon. But yeah, there's so much, and I'm going to try really hard to cover them within the next few days. So you should expect a video from me once every single day for at least the next 5 days or so. So keep an eye out for that. But with that being said, what do you guys think about the Victoria's Secret performance? Will you be buying Chewy's bra? Yeah, with that being said, take care, and I will see you guys next time.
So turn it up.